The ink on the Declaration of Independence had barely dried when reality came crashing in. Words alone could not win freedom. Armies would decide whether those ideas lived or died, and when the colonies declared independence in 1776, they faced the greatest military power on earth. Great Britain, an empire with a professional army, a dominant navy, and vast resources, put the colonists' conviction to the ultimate test. The Continental Army was born from necessity, not readiness, made up of farmers, laborers, or tradesmen who had never fired a musket in battle. Supplies were scarce, uniforms were mismatched, and food often ran out, putting immense strain on the already fragile force. At the head of this fragile force stood George Washington, a man chosen not because he was flawless, but because he inspired trust. He understood that this war would not be won quickly, and when British forces captured New York in 1776, it dealt a crushing blow to the young nation's aspirations. The loss in New York was a stark reminder of the challenges ahead, testing the resolve and spirit of those who dared to dream of freedom. British forces captured New York in 1776, dealing a crushing blow. The Continental Army retreated again and again. Morale collapsed. Desertions increased. Some whispered that independence had been a terrible mistake. But Washington refused to surrender. On Christmas night, 1776, he led a daring crossing of the icy Delaware River and surprised British troops in Trenton. The victory was small in scale, but enormous in meaning. It proved the army could fight. It reignited hope. The Revolutionary War was not a single battlefield. It was a grinding struggle across years, forests, towns, and hearts. British strategy relied on crushing the rebellion swiftly. American strategy evolved into survival. If the Continental Army could simply endure long enough, Britain might grow weary of the cost. The war became brutal. Civilians suffered as armies moved through towns. Homes were seized, crops burned. Families were divided between loyalty to the crown and loyalty to the cause. Neighbors turned on neighbors. Winter brought its own enemy. Battles raged through Georgia and the Carolinas. The fighting was vicious and personal. Patriot leaders like Nathaniel Greene used guerrilla tactics, hit-and-run attacks, strategic retreats, and exhaustion. Rather than destroying British forces outright, Greene drained them slowly. The British won battles but lost control. By 1781, British General Charles Cornwallis had fortified his army at Yorktown, Virginia. He believed the British Navy would protect him, but fate and France had other plans. A French fleet blocked British ships at sea while American and French forces surrounded Cornwallis on land. For weeks, artillery pounded the British defenses. Trapped and outnumbered, Cornwallis surrendered. Yorktown did not officially end the war, but it broke Britain's will to continue. Peace negotiations followed. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris formally recognized American independence. The war was over, but the cost was immense. Thousands dead, cities in ruins, farms destroyed, a nation deeply divided. And for many, freedom had not arrived. Enslaved Africans remained in bondage. Native nations faced increasing displacement. Women, though essential to the war effort, were denied political